So this podcast episode is really for the girls who are questioning or who have ever asked themselves, am I feminine enough? There's nothing wrong with that question, but I want you to reframe the question in 3 different ways. The first question I want you to ask yourself is, what does it mean to be feminine? What is your understanding of femininity? Where did it come from? Was it something that your mother taught you? Was it something you learned from your aunties, your sisters, your female cousins? Or is it even something that is defined by the social groups that you exist in? Because if your understanding of femininity and what it means to be feminine is coming from what you watch, for example, in a show, in a movie, or even what the media presents to us as the definition of femininity or as a representation of femininity, then you are going by the definition of external factors and not yourself, okay? Because before anybody else should matter to you, before external opinions and thoughts should matter to you, you should actually consider what matters to you first. I do want to say that reflecting on what it means to be feminine is going to take a little bit of time. It's not something that you're going to figure out all of a sudden or in 2 days, right? So allow yourself to take time to understand what femininity means to you and why it matters to you, not why people think it's important, why it's important to you to be feminine or to tap into your feminine side. Second question I want you to ask yourself is, okay, now that I understand what femininity means to me, how do I want to express my femininity? Using myself as a case study, I don't do a lot, okay? I can't wear a lot of makeup because my skin is very sensitive and it doesn't respond well to foundations or any facial products. Trust me, I've tried even the most high-end brands and I end up breaking out the next day. I don't get my nails done in the way that a lot of feminine girls get their nails done. Even when I get manicures and pedicures, I don't like to wear nail polish. I don't like to do acrylics or anything like that. Now, this is me now. In my 20s, I did wear makeup. I did get my nails done. I did have a lot more wigs than I do now. But as I got to understand myself and as I began to work on myself, especially during my Pussycat sabbatical last year, I realized that a lot of the things that I believed were feminine or expressions of femininity just didn't agree with me anymore. So in the way that you want to express your femininity, right? So whether it's in the earrings that you wear or how you wear your hair or what kind of outfit you want to wear, that should be unique to you. It is your own way of expressing your femininity and not what people expect you to do because you're a woman. And because you're a woman, your femininity should look like this. There is no right or wrong way to be feminine. Okay, that's the point I'm trying to drive home here. Even I can't tell you what your femininity should look like to you. You have to do that work of figuring out what does it mean to me and how do I want to express it. Now, I do have a caveat. If the occasion calls for it, then please perform femininity. Okay, so for example, 2 of my adopted sisters are getting married in 2 months. And I told them when I got the wedding invitations that I was going to go glam. Okay, I know that I have to wear the makeup, I have to do the hair, I have to wear the dress, right? And that's because that is going to be the expectation of the girls who are going to be at the wedding, simply because those 2 girls are girly girls, okay? They're going to want their female friends to show out at their weddings, right? And I have to match that vibe. Does this mean that I will be less feminine if I show up in a suit with my natural hair, with just a little bit of makeup on? Absolutely not. But there are occasions where, to me, it's okay to perform femininity. A black tie event, for example, a mixer, some after-hour dinner or something, right? I will perform. I will wear the dress. I will have the makeup. I will wear one of my wigs, right? But in my day-to-day, I don't think about performing femininity. So I'm more likely going to wear my sweats and a t-shirt and call it a day. The final question I want you to ask and think about is, if I do decide to step into what is unique to me and what feels like femininity to me, am I ready for all the questions and all the unsolicited opinions? Because if human beings are human beings, trust me, people are going to comment on it and people are going to say things like, you're a woman, should you not wear more dresses? Or how come you don't have more wigs? Or why don't you wear heels more? Why are you always wearing sneakers? Why are you always wearing baggy clothes? Etc, etc. So in whatever way that you've chosen to express your femininity, you have to be prepared to answer questions, right? However you choose to answer those questions, up to you. And that's something you should also think about. But for me, like whenever I go get my nails done and the manicurist is like, why don't you want to put on nail polish? I tell her I work out a lot, I train a lot, I use my hands a lot. I don't want anything on my nails, right? Even gel polish messes with my nails. I don't want that, because to me, having my nails done or having nail polish on my nails doesn't mean that I'm more feminine than the woman that doesn't. And it also doesn't make me less feminine because I don't get acrylics or because I don't pull nail polish on my nails. Does that make sense? The truth is that people will always have opinions about what you do, especially if you're a woman. People love to tell women what they should do and how they should act because they are women. So the reason I want the girls to reflect on what it means to be feminine is is because I want them to switch from asking, am I feminine enough, to saying, I am feminine enough. Whether or not I wear a wig, whether or not I wear earrings out, whether or not I show skin or not, I am feminine enough. Whether or not I get my nails done, whether or not I have, a huge wig collection, or I have more dresses than trousers, I am feminine enough. If there was one group of people that I can confidently say have mastered the art of balancing their masculine and feminine side, it would be masc lesbians. Because in their day-to-day lives, they're usually chilling in like a t-shirt and, tracksuit bottoms, sneakers, slides. They are very, very chill. But when they want to switch up, they switch up. Okay, I've seen those videos on TikTok where they start off looking like masks and then they switch into the dress, the heels, the long hair, and you are like, oh my god, this is a baddie, right? So that means that they know that there are occasions when they have to perform femininity and they have to tap into who they are as women. But it also means that when they're just being themselves, when they're just living their daily lives, you're likely to see them dressed down. Now, I'm not a masc lesbian, but if I could live in sweats and a baggy t-shirt, I would, trust me. If I could show up literally at any event wearing tracks, like if I could just show up in my sweatshirt and my track bottoms and sneakers, I would be so happy. But I know that there are occasions where I have to put on a dress, where I have to wear a skirt, where I have to, put on a little bit of makeup and deal with the consequences the next day. But regardless of when I have to perform and when I don't want to perform, I know that I am feminine enough. Thank you for watching and see you in my next podcast episode. Mwah, 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 mwah.